Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, today we are going to study on classes and methods in Python. My name is Hashir Khan. I am doing first year of engineering in CSE Cyber Security branch from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Guys, now let us see classes in Python. In Python, you use classes to describe objects. Think of class as a tool you use to create your own data structure that contains information about something. You can then use function methods to perform operations on the data you describe. A class model how something should be defined and represented represents an idea or a blueprint for creating an object in Python. Creating a class. Say that you want to create a class to describe a router. The first thing you have to do is define it. In Python, you define a class by using class as a keyword. Give the class a name, then choosing a colon. PEP 8 recommends capitalization of a class name to differentiate it from variable. Here is a simple example of creating a class in Python. This example uses pass as a sort of placeholder that allows the class to be defined and set up to be used as an object. To make the class more useful, you can add attributes to it. In the case of a router, you typically have some values that you want to have when you initiate the class. Every router has a model name, a software version, and an IP address for management. You also need to pass some values to get started. The first value is always self. The reason for this will be obviously when you instantiate the class. The self value passes the object name that you select to instantiate class. In the following example, the object you will create is RTR1. After defining the class, you add a doc string to document what the class is for and then create a function that calls underscore initialize, which is special case that is used for the setup of the class. Functions that are within the class are called as methods and becomes action that you can perform on the object you are creating. To store attributes, you map the name self and the values you pass to it becomes variable inside the object, which then stores those values as attributes. The last bit of code initiates the object itself. Up until now, you have become creating a template, and by assigning data to the variable within the class, you have been telling Python to build the object. Now you can access any of the stored attribute of the class by using dot notation as shown here. When you call rtr.model, the interpreter displays the value assigned to the variable model within the object. You can also create more attributes than aren't defined during the installation, as shown in the example. This example shows how flexible objects are, but you typically want to define any attribute as part of a class to automate object creation instead of manual assigning values. When building a class, you can initiate as many objects as you want, but by just providing a new variable and passing over some data. Here is another example of creating a second router object, RTR2. Guys, now let us see method. Attribute describe an object and method allows you to interact with an object. Methods are the function you define as a part of a class. In the previous section, you created an object and applied some attributes to it. Example shows how can you work with an object by using methods. A method that allows you to see the details hidden within an object without typing a bunch of commands over and over would be a useful method to add to a class. Building on previous example adds a new function called getDisk to format and print the key attributes to your router. Notice that you pass self to this function only, as self can access the attribute applied during installation. There are two routers initiated in the example, RTR1 and RTR2. Using the print function, you can call the getDisk method to return the formatted text about the object's attribute. The following output would be displayed.